Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye Ajajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktanam Ekadam Tam Upasmahe Ekadantam Upasmahe Gnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatikakrutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Hayagrivam Upasmahe Krishnam Kamalapatracham Punyasravanakirtanam Vasudevam Jagadyonim Naumi Narayanam Harim Naumi Narayanam Harim Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Fullaravindayata Patranetra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Rajvalito Gnanamaya Pradipaha Rajvalito Gnanamaya Pradipaha. So Deepavali is peeping, and that Deepa is Gnanam. Deepavali means there should be the sequence and continuation and enhancement of Gnanam. And so here Vidura in Vidura Neeti, which we are now proceeding to know more and more, is a very important character, is a strong character. He is a very, very clear in his ideas and wisdom, and he is very much emphatic to always speak the truth and promote dharma and nyaya. See, unless the Neeti Vakyas to come out means the character of the person must be deserving for that. So among many, many characters which you come across in Mahabharata, Vidura is a very strong person. He doesn't have any reservations for himself. He will only advise rightfully. But those people who listen to his advice, they are better. And those who ignore and just be indifferent, although Vidura has spoken out, but they suffer. So this is the option. There are two ways to improve one's character and conduct, to improve one's personality development features, and be on a Dharma Marga or Niti Marga and see that the life given by Paramatma is being heralded with all happiness by living and later, here and hereafter. And this Vidura Neeti has come into picture only because of Dhritarashtra, whose mind turned gloomy, also was gripped by the fear that what is going to happen. Although he knows all the time the behavior of his own children, his own officers, and all that, but still he had his own fears, and he wanted to know. Then we are in the 36th chapter of Vidura Neeti, and we covered slokas up to 16 or 17 in the previous sessions, but we have to continue where from we are there. And here, in the sequence of telling, in the dialogue between the Hamsa, who is a Rishikumara, and also the very erstwhile gods, the Sadhya Devatas. So Devatas know, everybody knows Dharma, everybody knows Adharma. But the choices and priorities and circumstances and contexts tempt them to go astray. And Dharma is really unattractive, and Adharma is attractive. Satyam is unattractive and asatyam is attractive. Do's are not attractive, don'ts are attractive. This is how the life is filled. But if the life management to be done, then one has to have that viveka, buddhi, niti, all that. That's why we are just in the road of knowing the niti. And having told something about niti and dharma, and also the reason for the crisis which Duryodhana felt it. The crisis was the Pandavas completed their Vanavasam and they are back claiming the share in the kingdom, land. So he is not sure what kind of decision that this Duryodhana, assisted by Dushasana, Shakuni, Karna, would be able to meet the situation, but he was afraid. Therefore, he wanted to have at least temporarily some kind of peace. Therefore, he warranted, he just requested Vidura to come at the very late hour of the night, because then try to give him the ideas what could be, trying to fill his mind with some hope and happiness. So here, the sadhyas have been the listeners, while the Rishikumara in the form of swan. Look at the symbolism there. The swan is a bird, now extinct, of course, but Hamsaha, Sadashivaha. Hamsa is a pakka vegetarian bird. Hamsa is purely white. Hamsa has got a wonderful gradual gait, and it will not hurt anybody. It's a Rushitulya. And moreover, it lives upon the lotus stalks. Tamaratudu తింటూ కాలక్షేపం చేస్తుంది, శాకాహారంలో టాప్. And so many, and moreover, it is all. That's why the Hamsa is being attributed to all Vedantic persons who proceed in the spiritual path of life. So, but we have the Hamsa is Sadashiva. Hamsa Hamsaya vidmahe Parama Hamsaya dhimahi tanno Hamsa prachodayat. Hamso nama Sadashivaha. So Sadashiva is Gnana Murti. He is Dakshina Murti. So if at all Gnana Bodha and Gnana Prajna to be given to people, the most important thing is bird. That is Sadashiva, he is a Nataraja, and he is everybody. So the Sushi was flying in the sky, in the Dhyumarga, and where even the gods also will be making their movement in the Dhyumarga. So at the highest helm of the region, then these two people met. And in course of his talk, the Rishikumara said that there are three kinds of people whom we have noted already, that Uttama Purusha, Madhyama Purusha, and the other Adhama Purusha, and then just Purusha. So like that, we have got the classification, characterization, sketch the character of all these three or more kinds of people. So here in 16th sloka, we are being told by Vidura that the Uttama Purusha he is always a Satyavadi, like Harishchandra. He always strove hard, whatever was the hardship, just to keep up himself as a Satyavan. Though Dasaratha was likely to go astray, but a son like Rama never allowed him to deviate from Dharmapatha, from Satya Marga. So even though Dasaratha told Rama, hey, don't go astray. Don't go to the forest. You remain here like that. He hinted in that hopeless condition. Then Rama said to his father, no, aham tvam satyamichami. Whether you have given promise or I as a son. Because A son is regarded as the father himself. Atma vai putra namasi. It is only the manifestation of your own father. The father's manifestation, in other words, is called a son. And again, the mother's reflection and manifestation of mother is the daughter. So father, mother, they are very much seen in the children that are born, or some even that same is continued even to grandchildren and so on. So that's the parampara. Therefore, Rama said, Aham tvam satyamichhami. I want you to be a truthful person. Having promised or having granted the boons, now you cannot shirk. No, you should give. And you be a Satyavadi depending upon me. But I am also want to be a Satyavadi. I love Dharma. Therefore, I am going out. And Mruduhu, always pleasant, and Dantaha, he should be humble in behavior. Dantaha means philanthropist and humble in behavior always. No way that you should be very much haughty or very much indifferent and all that. So he is called Uttam Purusha. And we have also noted that the Madhya Purusha is another Radhaparadhe Janati. And Nanarthake Santvayati Pratignaya Chadadati. So the man is regarded as a mediocre fellow in goodness. He never consoles others by saying what is not true. So he will always speak the truth, and that will be something like irritation to the situation. And therefore, here you observe pratignaya dadati cha, and the fellow has always an eye over the weakness of others. Radha aparadhe aparadhe janati. Radha andre weakness. See, aparadha is the enemies or others. So he will always be looking after others so that I would be able to win their favor. And others means it could be any other category of in the society. And generally, in our Sanskrit poet says, Randhran Veshinohi Vidveshanaha. See, those people who are not liking you, they always look for some kind of loophole or weakness in others so that they can make hay out of that. So that's the second. And now he talks about adhamas. In the sloka number 18, 36th chapter of Vidura Neeti, the Hamsa, the Rishikumara tells that, you see, Dushasanaha, the word Dushasana has two meanings. And Dushasanastu upahanta na shasta navartate manyuvashat krutagnaha na kasyachin mitram atho duratma kalaschaitad adhamaha iti iha pumsaha. Iha means in this world, all these kind of disparities and disharmony would occur only in Bhulokam. భూలోకము చాలా సంతోషంగా విచిత్రంగా ఉంటుంది. అండ్ ఎన్ని రకాల మనుషులను చూడాలి అంటే అన్ని రకాల మనుషులను మనం భూలోకంలో చూడొచ్చు. సో దట్స్ వై యు అబ్జర్వ్ ఇన్ నమకం చమకం సెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది యజుర్వేద, Rudra is available in all the three lokas and monitoring and all being themselves in all that. Say taskarascha me taskaranam pataye namo namaha stenanam pataye namo namaha kulunchanam pataye namo namaha. You understand? So here we are already given some idea about the kind of people available in the world, and among them there are dushasanas, incorrigible fellows. You want to correct them, but they do not get corrected at all. Something like what is going on in these days. You want to ask your children, grandchildren, and students and others not to be completely wedded for the mobile. While going to college or school, while eating the food, while before going to sleep, on the bed, any and every time, The mobile is their companion, and you look. So that is dushasanaha. If you ask the children not to use the mobile, they become completely frustrated. They shout at you. But what could you do now? Because they are all dushasanas. Secondly, they are all nashastaha. You can't control them. There are very few children or people who have judicious use of the present day trend of the mobile, and so many divisions are there and kanukulas. That's why there are more and more adhamas being prepared or manufactured these days. So what this Rishi Kumara says, they are already there. Who are they? Dushasanaha and Upahanta and Nashasta, he will not be controlled. And Navartate Manyu Vasha, he cannot control his anger. These days you are seeing people in anger for nothing. That is a short-tempered people. Their temper is never maintained or managed. So for any small thing, they become angry and then shout at you. Such people are called Sulabha Kopaha. And talking about Rama, he says, Na Sulabha Kopaha Ramaha. Rama is the wonderful character that he will not grow angry very easily. On the other hand, Lakshmana is there, is a Prano Bahischaraha companion. He is highly emotional fellow. Immediately he grows angry. But he could be controlled. He is not like any other person. If Rama says anything, obediently. He's a carbon copy of Rama's speech or Rama's behavior, etc. But that people are not there. But Manyu, if it becomes too much bad, they will be kritaghnaha. They will be harming those people who helped them. Kritam ghati yaha saha kritaghnaha. And that is again adhama. And na kasyachin mitram. He doesn't have any friends, nor anyone comes to be friend with him. They will not accept it. So this is the Duratma and Kala. And now in the 19th sloka, we are now going from, so I'm just reading from that sloka and explaining what the Rishi continues to talk about it. Nasraddhadati kalyanam parebhyopi atmasankitaha nirakaroti mitrani yovai saha adhama purushaha. So adhama purushaha yaha. Who is that? Who is worst fellow? Worst of men. No, there are 0-degree fellows are there. They will not have any culture. They will not have any kind of etiquette. As people tell in English, etiquette illa, behavior illa, they will be very, very bad. Because who are they? Nasraddhadhati kalyanam. They don't like anything good that is happening to them. They're always dissatisfied. Kalya plus na, kalyanam. The word kalya has got 6 meanings in Sanskrit. And all the 6 meanings are positive. So kalyanam means auspiciousness, luck, fortune, prosperity, and obedience, etc. All these things are there in the word kalya. So now kalyanam nasraddhadati. He will not show interest. Aya, ee kelsa madidre ninge tumba ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, no interest. Oh, no botheration for that. And parebhyopi atma sankitaha. See, he will be always suspicious. And about himself, his own self, he is suspicious. He will be suspicious about others. Anumana pisachi anta Telugulo. So ఎప్పుడు అనుమానాలతోనే నిండి ఉంటారు. ఈ అనుమానం నుంచి అంటే అనుమానం సంశయం. So Krishna said in Gita already that samsayatma vinasyati. Any person who keeps some doubts in him, and also he will not be happy, he will only perish. That's ultimate what happens. That's why samsaya cheda and gnana arjana are the 2 targets in life. As any elderly person or any Niti Vakya, I will tell you that you should always look for these 2 gatherings. So, Nirakaroti Mitrani, though some people want to befriend you, they will try to say, no, I don't want to be friends with you. Antara friendship kuda reject ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ friendship means what? What is friendship? Mitra andre love and affection and obedience. So Mitra శబ్దంకి అర్థం రకరకాలుగా అర్థాలు ఉన్నాయి. That's why Surya Bhagavan, for example, the first appearance of Surya is Mitra. Then other things come. When Dwadasadityas are there, ఆ ద్వాదశాదిత్య లోపల ఆదిత్యుడు మిత్ర రూపంలో అందరికీ కనిపిస్తాడు. సో మిత్ర వరుణ and that's 12 Adityas and Tebhyo Namaha, Mitraya Namaha. And Ayurveda tells you, I mean, whatever Vidura is telling is always as a attestation before in our Vedas. So Vedamlo lendi వీడు కొత్తగా ఎవరు ఏమీ చెప్పలేరు. What is not found in Veda is not found anywhere else. What is found anywhere else is already found in Vedas. So this is the thing. Yatra iha tadanyatra. Yatra anyatra tadiha. అనేటువంటి మహాభారతం కాంప్లిమెంట్ లాగా, ఎందుకంటే పంచమ వేదం మహాభారతం అండ్ వేదాస్ ఆర్ లైక్ దాట్. దేర్ ఫోర్ హియర్ ఆల్సో యూ సీ దాట్ పరేభ్యాత్మ సంకిత శంక ఈజ్ వన్ విచ్. సో మిత్రస్య యజుర్వేదం టెల్స్ యూ ఇన్ సోమయాగ ఫార్ములాస్, మిత్రస్య చక్షుష ఈక్షధ్వం. Please look upon people with a friendly look. ఆమెలే afterwards you may be able to change yourself. తర్వాత మార్చుకోవచ్చు. కానీ ప్రపంచంలో మనుషులు కలుస్తుంటే మిత్రులుగానే చూసుకో. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ when you are walking in the morning, అలా ఒక రకంగా స్టేరింగ్గా చూసుకుంటూ వెళ్తారు. సపోజింగ్ యూ సే విత్ ఆల్ దాట్, హలో ఏమండి. The moment you greet like that, they become happy. And that kind of ice between them is thawed. So the thaw in the eye is important. But the adhamas, he will not like that, nirakaroti. But opposite is Paramatma or gods. In Swastino Mimitam Sukta, Dano Bhadra Sukta and all that in Veda, what is advised to you is Devanam Sakhyamiyushe. If you want to be a better fellow, you have to always look for the friendship with better people. And gods are supposed to be the better people in all respects. Therefore, Devanam Sakhyamiyushe, a desire. But here, the Adhamas never encourage that, and that kind of fellow is called Adhamaha Purushaha. Actually, there are so many commentaries and so much of explanatory notes for many of these slokas in this, but we are not going deeper in our study because that is left for you, because each word in Sanskrit or each word is a concept. In every concept behind, there is a lot of elongation and explanation and deliberation. But therefore, I simply say that Adhamaha Purushaha Yaha Kaha. Supposing if you put a question to the Rishikumara, I want to know who is the Adhama among all human beings. Then the worst is being described. And next we have got to talk about the Shreyas. And in the next sloka 20, Uttamaneva sevayate seveta prapte kale tu madhyaman. And Adhamostu raseveta ya iched sreya atmanaha. See, after all, anybody born in the world is always seeking happiness, seeking some kind of benefit for any act. Karma is there, benefit is tagged for that. So, kurvanneveha karmani is said by our Yajurveda, that you keep on doing, and according as the karma you take up, commensurate to the amount of karma we perform, there is always the phala tracing to that. So But Krishna tells you, if you want always the phala, you will be in the world only. You will be in the mundane world. But if you are able to have some kind of vairagya and then try to give up your karma phala, then you are coming to me nearer, because I am the karma sakshi and I know everything what I should do for you. That's what the idea goes. Therefore, accordingly, Atmanaha Sreyaha Ichha. This is the ultimate goal for all human beings is, please try to look for safety and security of your own. When you are safe, everybody is safe. When everybody is safe, you are safe. Therefore, your prayer must be like that. Chatusagara paryantam. Go brahmanebhya subham bhavatu. That's what you always make prayer, that all people must be there. And what is that for? That is the prayojana, is that when Shreyas is there, you are happy. Looking at you happy, other people also could become happy. If they become unhappy, it is their funeral. That's what we should think. So, Uttaman eva seveta prapte kale. When the opportunity, when time comes, you should always look for service to the better people, noble people, contact with them. That's why Shankaracharya says, Sajjana Sangha. He says that Satsangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan mukti bhajagovindam, bhajagovindam. So that jivan mukti is what is designated as Shreyas. Even Kalidasa also he says the same important, Shreyaha. So he asks for Lord Shiva to give him Shreyas. Nisreyasayaha avatu aha. And then Chapayatu nil punarbhavam Chapayatu nilalohitaha. When you are looking for the Shreyas and all that good behavior, Paramatma will grant you again back. No, he will not grant you birth back. In Bhagavatam, the Uddhava also asks Krishna, Aya, don't give me a body again. If you give me a body, work for you and work for me. Don't give me a sarira again. You merge me in you and I will be with you. That's what is the ultimate moksham. So like that here, Uttamaneva seveta sriyamicchata kale, and Madhyaman, if suppose for the sake of some circumstantial prayojanam, you have to also seek help, friendship with the middle class people. Something like the agents. People these days, the agency is very much. If you want a wonderful, faithful worker in your house, so ಕೆಲಸದವನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಇದೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಹೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಈ ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟಲ್ಲಿ ಗೂಗಲಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತೆ. ಈವನ್ ಕ್ಲೀನಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಹೌಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್. And that kale, only when opportunity or necessity or need is there. But you adhamastu, adhamamstu na seveta. At no cost, you should go and request for help from adhamas. That's exactly what happened to our Indian, to our Bharat, for losing the freedom. Because many traitors were there all the time during the British rule or others' rule. Our own people have become, for some advantage, friendly and messengers to Muslim emperors or Britishers, and they thought that they are getting some benefits, but they are all ruined, and they allowed the country to go into other hands. So like that, the adhamas, though they behave very sweet for you openly outside, then you should never think of them. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಸುಭಾಷಿತದಲ್ಲಿ ಭರ್ತೃಹರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ದುರ್ಜನ ಪರಿಹರ್ತವ್ಯ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯ ಭೂಷಿತೋಪಿ ಸನ್. ಸೊ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯ ಭೂಷಿತೋಪಿ ದುರ್ಜನ ಪರಿಹರ್ತವ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಭೂಷಿತಃ ಸರ್ಪಃ ನಭಯಕಿಂ ನಭಯಂಕರಃ. A serpent which has got the nagamani, is it not terrible and fearful for us? And just so like that, we have so many ideas. But Vidura is also trying to tell you tell Dhritarashtra. In other words, Adhama, see whom you are trusting, they're all not nice people, they're Adhamas, Duryodhana and all people, but you have kept your administration, authority, everything in their hands. So no, that is not right. And again in 21st sloka, it is said, Prapnoti vai vittam asadbalena nityothanat pragnaya paurushena natveva samyak labhate prasamsam na vrittamapnoti mahakulanam. This is a very important one because mahakulanam, people of noble birth, and they are really respected very much. So Mahakula, for example, we have got the same Mahakula or Uchchaih Kulam Chatmanaha. Kalidasa says that, referring to Dushyanta's character, and Kanva Maharshi trusts Dushyanta and he believes, and so he sends his daughter pregnant to the yard of Dushyanta and sending a message, Asman sadhu vichintya sanyamadhanan uchchaih kulam chatmanaha. So that sloka has so many meanings. And so he says, you are a nobly born person and we are a very poor people and we have nothing. Sanyamadhanan. We have only tapas, 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 tapas. No pleasures, no luxury, nothing. Aho tapas, kashta tapase. Like that, tapas means kashtam. And therefore, here, Mahakulanam na vrittam apnoti. Prapnoti vai vittam asad bhalena. See, he that is wicked earns wealth. And he will be, it is true that he will be putting forth his strength by constant effort, by intelligence, by prowess, but he can never win honesty in the life. He cannot get fame, nor he will acquire any of the virtues that a Mahakulina would be able to get. Because that's why it says, Vidya Vibhushanam. We have got number of Subhashitas. Aishwarya is not the qualification. And Navittavan, but Yaha Vidwan Sayeva Pujyate. Vidya Rajasu Pujate, Natu Dhanam Vidya Vihina Pashuhu. Actually, Bhartrahari is very much angry that those people who do not have that kind of Vidya, judicious management mind, they're all called beasts, Pashuhu. So the same idea, he says that whatever may be the behavior that you are conducting in your life journey, but all that cannot give you nobility and real fame, because Yashaha Sarira is important. Dandin, for example, already told, see, he said that the Adi Rajas are not now there, but their Yashobimbam has taken its reflection in the mirror of in the mirror of life. So even today, Adiraja Yashobimbam Adarsham Prapyavangmayam Tesham Asannidhanepi Nasvayam Pasyanasyati. Beautiful statement in Kavya Darsha. He says that, look, Adarsham Prapya Vangmayam, ఈ వాంగ్మయం అనేటువంటి అద్దంలోకి వాళ్ళ యొక్క కీర్తులన్నీ రిజిస్టర్ అయినాయి. వాళ్ళ శరీరాలు, పార్థివ శరీరాలు లేకపోయినా కూడా దే ఆర్ రిమెంబర్డ్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ హరిశ్చంద్ర, దుష్యంత, పురూరవసు, శిబి చక్రవర్తి and Dharmaraja, well, all these people are remembered even today, though you are not able to see them. So Adiraja Yashobimbam, Yashobimba is permanent. So here also it is said that here you have got to get fame, but that you to get honest and fame, these are not the means. That is to be wicked, to earn wealth through wicked ways and putting forth efforts for that in wicked manner and using all your intelligence in that manner. That is perverted intelligence, you can say. So your intelligence is there. If perverted intelligence is there, you will land in jail. You land in criminal cases. No, the Koskara. So, and also your Garvam, Praves, all these things will not. Adhike, see, here you see, Paurushena, Pragnaya, Paurusha also meaning the Garvam. That's why in Telugu, Srinath also says that Kare Rajulu Garvaman Chandare Vareri Siri Mutagattukoni Povanjalirai భూమిపై పేరైనం కలదే అంటాడు ఆయన. ఎంత మంచి మాట ఇది కూడా ఇతర నీతినే. శ్రీనాథ్ ఇన్ తెలుగు ఆల్సో దే గాట్ వండర్ఫుల్ పోయట్స్. దే ఆర్ ట్రయింగ్ టు పుట్ ఫోర్ ది వేదిక్ ఐడియాస్ ఆర్ విదుర నీతి ఐడియాస్ ఇన్ టు ది సొసైటీ. సో కారే రాజులు రాజ్యములు కలగరే, వర్ దేర్ నాట్ కింగ్స్ అండ్ కింగ్స్ అండ్ కింగ్స్ వర్ నాట్ దే ఆర్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ దేర్ ల్యాండ్ అండ్ రాజ్యం. And Garvonatin Chandare, did they not become more and more praves, increase their praves? Vareri, where are they? Perainan Galade, is their name at least? Similarly, here says that Mahakulinas, whom we mentioned, they are always remembered. Not their physical weaknesses or debilities or other things, or arogyam and anarogyam. There are so many great, great people who suffered, who died out of some physical ill health. Vivekananda, for example, 36 years or so. And in the last days of Vivekananda, he was stricken with cold, cough, and etc. In the last works of Vivekananda, if you see that I want more Vivekanandas like me to come to spread and explain Hinduism, importance of Hinduism, and make the Hinduism or Vedism being well understood by people at large. That was the wish, one of the wish of Vivekananda. That is, so 36 years. So last days we don't know, but whatever days available for us, we have to be imparting good knowledge. So like that, Paurushena, Pragnaya, and all these things do not matter. But if you are earning wealth, property through foul means, but you may not aspire to be a famous person, a Mahatma, or one born in a noble families. So ultimately, having heard all this prapnoti vai vrittam sadvalena nityotthana pragnaya paurushena natveva samyak labhate prasamsam navrittamapnoti mahakulinam. So prasamsam samyaku na eva labhate, that is the surety. Surely the man who is foul in his earnings and behavior and intelligence and all that, he will never become grand. That's exactly what is the greatness of Dhritarashtra. In other words, it is a admonition to Dhritarashtra, because he wanted to have his seat firm in spite of all odds and pains and pleasures and other things. Drudham, see, that's why Dhritarashtra means Drudham Rashtra Dharayati Yaha Saha. Rashtra andre Simhasanam. He wanted his Simhasanam not to be shaken by anybody nor occupied by anybody. There was one important person in the department of Sanskrit and other departments. He is just a reader or a lecturer. He doesn't want another PhD to become professor in the department with PhD and so on. So అలాగా ఆ డిపార్ట్మెంట్నే పాడు చేసే మహానుభావులు కొంతమంది ఉంటారు. తానే హెడ్గా ఉండాలి, ఇంకా highly qualified people must not enter and boss over them. Such type of people are there. That's what Dhritarashtra type of people are there in the world. They never allow an intelligent and well qualified and well academically prosperous persons into the department at all. They are not eligible to grow higher. They don't want to also, but such people are there in the world, and Dhritarashtra was a standing example. So after having, when the word Mahakula is that Dhritarashtra is born a Kaurava Kula. It's a Mahakula. Kuru Vamsa is very great. Shantanu Maharaja. And before him also, there is a lot of pedigree. There is a very, very powerful lineage. And Bhishma is a mark for that. But all that dharma, all that intelligence, all that managerial abilities, all ended with dharma with Bhishma only. Because he lost all his discipline before the Simhasanam, as he promised to his father, or the Satyavati, the mother. You should protect anybody sitting on the throne, who whatever he is like. So when that, so unless he accepted that, she was not ready to marry. So Shantanu Maharaja. So there are so many conditions how these things come like that. So always, that's why in Vishnu Sahasranamam, but he is not called Bhishma Uvacha. Shantanavam Punareva Abhyabhashata. This is all Shantanava, who tries to give the 1,000 names of Krishna, making Krishna the Mahavishnu as the chairman. And while all the nephews of Krishna and other people who are there, including Vyasa Bhagavan and other rishis like that, they are all the audience for the speech of Vishnu Sahasranamam made by. Therefore, it is a Shantanava Gita, or later on, because he became Bhishma, is a Bhishma Gita. So Dhritarashtra now tells you about Mahakulatvam. Now I am reading the 22nd stanza. So the dialogue and the communication which Vidura quoted from some other source, because the Devatas and Rishikumara, their dialogue he has delivered here, and now listening to that kind of imported speech through Vidura, because Vidura cannot always directly tell things, because man-to-man advice is always irritating. నీవెవడు నాకు చెప్పేదానికి అనేటువంటి సెన్స్ వస్తుంది. కానీ అదే other than man were to advise, then people are ready to accept. So that is the kind of technique that we have been given in our Indian literature. So that's why we have got the Panchatantra and Hitopadesha. See, Pasavaha Upadeshkaraha. So Karataka and Damanaka, they come in dialogue and give a lot of advice to mankind. That's why animals are our teachers, and we learn a lot from them, though they are called Pashus. We are also Pashus, but our Pasutva is being trimmed when you are able to catch hold of the behavioral excellence of that. So now the word Mahakula actually catches the attention of Dhritarashtra, and so he begins talking like that. Dhritarashtra uvacha Mahakulanam spruhayanti devaha dharmartha vruddhascha bahusrutascha pruchhamitvam vidura prashnametam bhavanti vai kani mahakulani. Now, so it's really a good question, investigation. What are the Mahakulas? What are the characteristics of Mahakulas or noble birth? Uchai kulam chatmana andre kulam. You see, ku is the land. La is labham. So, ఈ భూమి మీద పుట్టిన తర్వాత మనము లాభాలు చూడాలి కానీ, అంటే పాజిటివ్గా, ఏమేమో పాపాలు, అధర్మాలు ఇలాంటివన్నీ చేసి పాడైపోకూడదు. అలా పాడైపోకుండా ఉంటే there will be good lineage. ఆ సంప్రదాయం అంటారు. సంప్రదాయము and all these things are possible only upon the land. ఇప్పుడు కుచలాంబ అన్నప్పుడు కు అంటే భూమి, చల అంటే లక్ష్మి, అంబ అంటే అమ్మ. సో అమ్మవారు లక్ష్మీదేవి భూలోకంలోనే ఉండి మనుషులను ఆడిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. ఆమె చలాయై నమః ఓం, చంచలాయై నమః ఓం, నారాయణ వక్షస్థలస్థితాయై నమః ఓం అని అంటూ ఉంటే, సో భక్తవత్సల ఇలాంటి పేర్లు చెప్పుకుంటాం. కానీ ఒక్కసారి ఆలోచించండి, దీపావళి, దీపం మీన్స్ లక్ష్మి, ఆవళి అంటే ది రో ఆఫ్ లైట్, ది లో ఆఫ్. సో దట్స్ వై దీపావళి is a celebration for all people. When there is absolute tamaha, in that tama has no day, no ratri. That's what Shvetasutra Upanishad tells you. See, tamaha na diva na ratrihi antadu. So there is, you cannot tell when there is a pitch darkness, you can't attribute it as a day or night. But later on, you will come to know the divisions when once. So that's why na ratrihi na divaha tamaha అన్నట్టుగా ఇక్కడ మహాకులము అంటే ఏంటి అని అడుగుతాడు. సో మహాకులానాం స్పృహయంతి దేవాః, 1. అండ్ ధర్మార్థ వృద్ధాః బహుశ్రుతాశ్చ. శ్రీ మహాకులం లోపల దేవతలందరూ మహాకులం వాళ్ళు. తర్వాత అట్లనే ధర్మార్థ వృద్ధాః, దోస్ ధర్మవృద్ధాః అర్థవృద్ధాః. So those who are senior or well deep in the knowledge and it is that they are possessed of great learning and express a liking for high families. So devatalu, dharmavruddhulu and arthavruddhulu, all these people, and also bahusrutascha, also all famous noble people, all of them love those people, trust those people who are born in noble families. అందుకోసమే అందరూ ఏ వంశంలో పుట్టాడు, ఎంతమంది అన్నదమ్ములు ఉన్నారు, తమ్ముడు ఉన్నాడా, అన్న ఉన్నారా, అక్క ఉందా, ఎస్పెషలీ in respect of the marriage alliances, generally the bride side, the bridegroom side people will put questions to the bride side people. Generally, తమ్ముడు ఉన్నాడా, అన్న ఉన్నాడా, చెల్లెలు ఉందా, అక్క ఉందా, అండ్ ఎలా ఉన్నారు, ఏం చేస్తున్నారు, ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ నార్మల్గా చేయాలి. అవన్నీ కన్విన్సింగ్గా ఉంటే ఆల్ పీపుల్ విల్ అగ్రీ. దట్స్ వై in an alliance, in a good alliance, Kalidasa, you get, our commentator says that Kanya varayate rupam mata vittam pita sukham bandhava kulamichanti pakvanna mitare janaha. You understand the word there? See, the girl likes whether the boy is handsome, or the boy also likes the girl is handsome, doesn't want anything. Mata vittam, the mother of the child, daughter, or Padhu, she is always interested to know about the property, asti pastulu, all that she is interested. Well, but Pita Sukham, the father, is not bothered much. Whether if I give my daughter to so and so to such a family, would my daughter be happy? Would my daughter be comfortable? Would my daughter be that? So happiness is important. Thirdly, kulamichanti bandhava, all bandhujanas will always look for, is he giving his daughter to our own community, to our own caste people, to our own subcaste people? They are all concerned. In olden days, ippudanni poyinai, because everything gone, people are having more suffering, more hospitals, more medical shops, more doctors, and more kinds of virus. But in earlier days, I think Vedic times, people used to have number of considerations in respect of making people join. So kulam, kula, ఈ భూమి లోపల బతికిన రోజులంతా కూడా లాభదాయకంగా ఉండాలి. లాభము అంటే లక్ష్మి. ఆ రోజుల్లో, in those days, the merchants who used to have their kirana shop, and they were measuring the rice or any other such item, first of all they were telling లాభం. బియ్యం కొలిచి వేసేటప్పుడు ఆ ఫస్ట్ షేర్లో ఏమిటంటారు, లాభం. తర్వాత 2, 3, 4 లైక్ దట్. ఈ రోజుల్లో లాభ శబ్దమే లేదు. అండ్ ఎవ్రీబడి విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ ద బ్యాలెన్స్ అండ్ దెన్ ట్రై టు సే. సో that's what we have been seeing, that therefore this Dhritarashtra put in the question, Kim Nama Kulam? And what are those kulas which are Mahakulas? There are kulas, no doubt. Any man marrying a woman will give rise for samsaram, will be a kulam. And it will be a different kulam. A Brahmin marrying a other caste lady, or other caste lady marrying a Brahmin, or like that. There are combinations, permitted certain combinations. But as a result, kulas will become different. And every setup will change. A Brahmin marrying a Christian, for example, he cannot have. So that's why in outside India, or India maybe, there are priests who are called, who can perform marriage ceremony both ways. So inter-religious priests are there. So inter-religious priests, that they just try to do Christian rites and Hindu rites and see that they both are wedded. So in church or in before Agni Sakshya, in Kalyana Mantapam, both will. So these are all changes coming up. But that is why kulas are changed. And in fact, in Bhagavad Gita also, Arjuna had a fear. If I were to kill all people, Jayate Varna Sankaraha. So Mahakulalanni Anukunnavanni Padaipotai. So I don't want, by killing these soldiers, youths, they should go back and then have that pedigree maintained. So see, Mahakula Shabda is really interesting. Therefore, Dhritarashtra is correct in having doubt and also trying to get the definition for a Mahakulam. See, actually, kulas and kulas, Maha Shabda is important. For example, say Lakshmi Namaha, Saraswati Namaha, Parvati Namaha, మామూలుగా చెప్పుకుంటాం. కానీ మా శ్రీ విద్య చేసేటప్పుడు మా గురువు గారు చెప్పించారు, బిఫోర్ యూ ఎండ్ అప్ యువర్ శ్రీ విద్య మంత్ర ఉపాసన దెన్ యూ షుడ్ సే లక్ష్మీ నమః, సరస్వత్యై నమః, పార్వత్యై నమః, 3 చెప్పి తర్వాత సర్వం శ్రీ తత్సద్ బ్రహ్మార్పణమస్తు అని. తర్వాత మనం ఏం చెప్తాము, మహాలక్ష్మి పూజ చేసేటప్పుడు వెన్ యు ఆర్ డూయింగ్ పూజ, మహాలక్ష్మి, మహాసరస్వతి, మహాకాళి అని వీళ్ళు ముగ్గురిని చెప్పుకుంటాం. ప్రీత్యర్థం ఉద్దిశ్య ప్రీత్యర్థం షోడశోపచార పూజాం కరిష్యే. ఆ మహాశబ్ద is important because that Maha is a combing together some noble families. Because in those days, the villages used to have few families only. ఒక విలేజ్ 40 families, 20 families ఉండేది. Among such families, all farmers, agriculturists. But there was 1 or 2 families, Brahmin families like that. Kulkarnis, Shanbogs, anta undedi aa రోజుల్లో. But things have all gone. The present day children don't know the system, but they study in the social studies. How was our history? These days, people are just trying to project all our Indian Hindu kings and heroes who sacrificed their life for the freedom of the country. So they are all called Mahakulinas. Even today, we remember them very much. Atla, yes, what are those families that are called high? Maha ane shabdani endukantamu. Bharat is there. Bharat Mahamara, Bharat Mahan antar. So we call it Mahabharat. Why Mahabharat? Means it is a combination of so many kinds of religions. All religions people are there seeking shelter in our country. And therefore, Bharat is not anybody but Hinduism, Vedism, and our Sampradayas. All these things are because India, Bharat, is a nation where rishis have thousands and thousands of rishis lived, where number of gods, avatars have walked in the state. That's why Devabhumi we call it today. Even today, Kedarnath and all those important Chardham, they're all called as Devabhumi because the gods have walked there. Gods have done a lot of that, and they are also remaining there, Devabhumi. So here he asks, what are those families that are called high? See, one man can put a question, and the answer to give, it requires 7 wise men. So like that here, that 7 wise men wisdom that Vidura is having, he tries to answer, define what is Mahakula, what is Mahalakshmi, Suddenly one day, a Sanskrit scholar, somebody who is very much acquainted, member of our Kendra, she put me a question over phone. Sir, what is Mahalakshmi? Why do you call Lakshmi as Mahalakshmi or Mahasaraswati or Mahakali? Really, it's a good question. So that Mahashabda, that is Mahat. What is that Mahat? Narayana Upanishad, Mahanarayana Upanishad tells you Mahat Omkaraha. So Mahat is the Omkara, that is the Paramatma Swarupam. All that nobility that is associated with Mahat, Om Maha. Mahat anedi Maha Omkara, that is Pranava and that is Paramatma. So what is this Mahat, what you call? He asks Mahakulam, Mahalakshmi, Mahakali. Then Vidura says now, he starts explaining the word Mahatra. For example, in 23rd sloka, he says, Tamo, Damo, Brahmavitvam, Vitanaha, Punya, Vivaha, Satatannadanam, Yeshu ete saptaguna bhavanti, Samyak vrittaha tani mahakulani. Beautiful. I told you just now, beforehand, not seeing the sloka, what is about marriages. Akvanna mitare jana, other people are not bothered. They want only good food. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಭರ್ಜಿ ಊಟ ಹಾಕ್ತೀಯಾ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವಿವಾಹ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮದುವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಅಂತ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಂಥ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನು ಇಂಥ ಹುಡುಗರನ್ನು ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಸಂಸಾರ ಹೆಂಗಿರತ್ತೆ, ಕುಲೋನ್ನತಿ ಬರುತ್ತಾ, ಸಜಾತೋ ಏನ ಜಾತೆ ಏನ ಯಾತಿ ವಂಶ ಸಮುನ್ನತಿ. ಮಗಳು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಗನಿಂದ ಕುಲ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಕುಲೋದ್ಧಾರಕನು ಹುಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ತಾಯಿಂದರಿಗೆ ತಂಡ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಸೆ. All parents want that the children born must grow very famous, prosperous and helping to them. In the old age more so. Because that's why in old age only, ivaga old age homes are becoming more and more in number anywhere in the world. No, why at all old age? That's why there was a small joke. Say, a youthful fellow goes to astrologer and asks when and how I am going to die. Then that astrologer said, as your father died, he will also die. His father was kept in the Anath Ashramam or old age home, and he died there. So immediately, when he heard all that, he went to the Anath Ashram, that old age home, and brought his father home and looked after him very well. That was a joke about it. So here, Damaha, Brahmavitu, and Punya Vivaha, that's one. And Satata Annadanam. So Punya Vivaha, that's what, even in the Vivaha, in our Hindu system, Manu and all Smritikaras have given us 8 kinds of marriages. Ashtavidha Vivaha Prakaraha. So Ashtavidha Prakaranlo, Brahmi Vivaham is top. And then we have got Gandhar Vivaham, Rakshasa Vivaham, Vaishachi Vivaham, etc. So when Sita was abducted by Ravana, and that Ravana told Rakshasa Vivaha is that I am a Rakshasa, I am permitted to marry you by abducting you from your own husband or from your own parent. So there is no adharma in marrying you. Like that, he tries to convince Sita. You can see the dialogue delivered by Ravana to convince. And so much, women always like a lot of wealth and property more than the husband and family and all that sometimes. So that Ravana tells, I will win the entire world and register all the property in the name of your father, Janaka. Nim tandeke nanu ella property, ella rajya, ella bhoga badkottini, nan madhuve madko anta. See, there are all some of the Rakshasa promises that any boy could give a girl. No, Rakshasa promise. And Paisaj Vivaha is the 8th one. So Gandhar Vivaha only for Kshatriyas permitted. So like that, here it says Vivaha, Punyaha Vivaha, means Brahmi Vivahas, where there is agreement between boy and girl on one hand, and also agreement from the boy side and bride side. So Purohit will say before Mangalya Dharana, so he says, Attention, please. That shouting by Purohita is for the bride side people. If anybody wants to object the marriage to take place. And again he says, another time, second time, indicating the bride groom side, anybody objecting the marriage. And third time he says, same thing, attention please, to the people who have come there witnessing the Mangalya Dharana Mahotsava. If all people are silent, no objections come from inside, then he says, Ayam muhurtasu muhurtostu. Then he will declare Mangalyam Tantunanena. So this kind of Punya Vivahas. So when there is agreement from the boy side, bride side, and also general public, no objections put forward, that is again taken to be the Punya Vivaha. I think so. So, and Satata Annadanam, and in those families who try to promote and practice these 7, they are regarded as high type people, Unnatas. So more and more explanation could be talked about, because we have got Tamaha, Damaha, Brahmavitvam, and Brahmavitvam is the Puranam, Vedantic life, spiritual life. Not always being satisfied with the material pleasures. Oh, I have, what is that I want? I am an engineer, I retired, I got a house, I got a bungalow, I got a car, I got my children, I got well placed, I got this. Not that. How much spiritual you are, how much vairagyam you have got, etc. are the considerations for the gods and higher people. Swami Hodre, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. He wants only how much religious, how much spiritual inclined you are. So like that, Brahmitvam Vitanaha and Satata Annadanaha, Yalla Kuda makes you high. So we'll go to next one, the next class. Thank you very much for all this listening to me. And next time we'll ask somebody to give a comprehensive outlook about Vidura Neeti completely for some time after my explanation. Next Saturday, I request also Bhavani and to just mention that a noble scholar by name Dr. Gayatri will be talking to you about Vidura Neeti. She has done a lot of work on that. So with these few words, Om Swasti, Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu, Sarvam Sri Matrucharanaravindarpanamastu, Om Tat Satu. Any questions, Madhav Kulkarni?
No questions. Listening. I have to purchase the books. What exactly, so that I can follow with slokas.
Yeah, and you know, download markobodu.
Okay, sir. YouTube.
There is a Vidura Neeti, download markobodu. And
okay,
of course, before you go, you can ask your children to download it. It is there. See, it is there like, I can send you the link also.
Yes, sir. Please, I will be thankful that, so that I can download and get it.
So Vidura Neeti Sanskrit text with English translation.
Okay.
After you type ಮಾಡಿ Google ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಗುರುಜಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಾ ಗುರುಜಿ?
ಕನ್ನಡ ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ. You ask them. See, ಕನ್ನಡ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್, ಸಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರೋ ಆ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬನು ಕನ್ನಡ ವಿತ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ತಾತ್ಪರ್ಯಂ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ, BS ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಇದ್ರೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. I don't know the availability of that. And ಇಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. Vidura Neeti ಸಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಟ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಸಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಹೋಗಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾಟ್ ಅವೇರ್.
So many ideas. General ಆಗಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ Vidura Neeti ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಬಟ್ there are so many vast ideas are there. So much important. Yes, really vast one.
ಒಂದೊಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಂಥ ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಹೊರಟೋದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಹುಡ್ತೀವಿ ಫಟಾಲ್ ಬೈ ಚಾನ್ಸ್. ಬೇಡ, ಬಟ್ ಹುಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹೂನಾಂ ಜನ್ಮನಾಮಂತ್ರೆ ಜ್ಞಾನವಾನ್ ಮಾಂ ಪ್ರಪದ್ಯತೆ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ
Okay.
ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಯಾಗೇ ಹುಟ್ಟಬೇಕು, ಮನುಷ್ಯನಾಗೇ ಉನ್ನತ ಕುಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಬೇಕು. ಆವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಉನ್ನತವಾದ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸ, ಉನ್ನತವಾದ ಅನುಕೂಲಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
Yes, sir, that is all blessings.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. So this all
Thank you.
recorded and we'll do it.
ಹರಿ ಓಂ ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ಗುಡ್ ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಅವರೇ. ಸೊ ನಾಳೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಬಂದು ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಯಾರು ಇರಲ್ಲ.
ಹಾ ಸರಿ.
tomorrow at 7 o'clock you just morning. No, evening 7 o'clock log in. Okay.
ಸರಿ.
Bye.